Welcome to my channel. Hey guys, this is Kaz, and today I'm going to show you how to play Super Nintendo on your Kodi on XBMC. Today we're going to use the PC. Bear in mind also that this method doesn't work on any Android TVs or anything other than the PC. A lot of persons are under the misconception that this works on the Android TV and so forth, like the G boxes, but this doesn't work on those because the emulator, when you try to install the emulator, it doesn't work. The suggestion I have with that, if you want to play Super Nintendo on Android TV, you will have to download an APK file, probably from somewhere on the internet. But let's start off today. First, you're going to go on to romnation.net. Look in the description below. You're going to see the link in the description. And then once you reach on romnation.net, you want to go to emulators. All right, click emulators. Now we click emulators. You see that they have different emulators, and just find the system that you want. All right, we're going to do Super Nintendo, but you see that we can choose other games. So we go to Nintendo SNES. That stands for Super Nintendo. Okay, now that we're in Super Nintendo, we're going to choose any one of these emulators, but let's try to choose one that matches our operating system. I'm running 8.1, not DOS, not Mac, and not Linux. So therefore, I would try to choose one that has Windows on it. The SNES 9X version, so forth. That's a really good one. So you probably try to choose one of those. These other ones are good also, but try to choose the SNES 9X. All right. Now, once you've downloaded that file, you're also going to have to download another file, the games, the ROMs, right? So you go to that where it says SNES ROMs, and then it's going to display some names of games, but this isn't all the games, right? Let's try to go to a game that I want. Let's go to S. All right. So you see all these different games that's on the website, and persons voted to see how much they like it and so forth like that. Anyway, I want to play Street Fighters. All right. So let's see if we can find Street Fighters. So Street Fighters here, Alpha 2. All right. Street Fighters Alpha 2 ROM. You just press this button, download this ROM, and it's going to take you to, it's going to download the ROM for you. All right. Once again, I already downloaded this. So I put both files in this SNES folder on my desktop. The reason being is because location is important in this method. You're going to have to be able to find these games easily. Wherever you put it, be able to find it easily. All right. So I have an SNES, and what I did, the emulator file, both of zip files, right? The emulator file I put in the folder what I named emulator within the SNES folder on my desktop, and then the ROM, which is the games, I created a folder for that as well, and I put the zip file for the Street Fighters Alpha. Now, as you can see, the extension on this is a .7z file, right? That's .7z. It's a zip, but it's a .7z, right? We want to open both this and the ROM, but let's start off with the emulator first. And what we want the executable file, the application itself. You see it says application, and the extension is .exe. That stands for executable. So you just want to take that out and put that in the emulator folder. You can leave the zip file, and then do the same thing for the Alpha. However, the Alpha, the Street Fighter Alpha 2 folder is going to have different versions of Street Fighter Alpha 2. You see, we have the name, we have the language is in these brackets, J for Japanese, E for English, U maybe for UK or whatever, I'm not sure, but I know E for English. So let's just stick with the first one, put that out there. All right, now that we have that out, let's bear in mind the extension in these files are very important. You must know the file type, and that matches the extension .smc. If you have to write it on a piece of paper, just write it on a piece of paper so you can remember. It's important that you remember. and you must remember this .exe. All right. Now that we have those extracted from the zip files that we downloaded from romnation.net, let's open up our Kodi. Okay, now our Kodi is open up. The first things you want to do, you want to go to Systems and then go to File Manager. All right. Then we want to go to Add Source. In Add Source, you want to go to Browse, and then in Browse you want to go to C, and that's our C drive, our local drive, right? And then you want to go to Users. Now, also bear in mind which user you are using at the time, whether it be a guest user or your main user name or whatever. The main user I'm using is Kaz, and then you see I have gas network and so forth. Wherever the file is, that's where you want to go. So I went Kaz, and then now we want to go to the desktop because that's where my SNES folder is. All right, so let's go to the desktop, and then let's go to the SNES folder. Right? We don't want to go any further than that. We just want to press OK. All right, and we can leave the name of the media source as SNES. That's fine. We also want to download Total Installer. And to download Total Installer, go back to Add Source and then press http://i.totalxbmc.tv. Now, once you've typed that in, you can name it .total installer. All right, press OK. Once that is finished, then the next thing you want to do, you want to go into Systems, go to Settings. Once in Settings, you want to go to Add-ons, and then you want to install from zip. And once you install from zip, you want to install Total Installer, the repository. So we go to Total Installer repository, and then we install that zip. Then we want to go to Get Add-ons right here. Press Enter, and you see this little thing to the top. It says Total Revolution. Well, click that, and then go to Program Add-ons, enter that, and you see where it says Total Installer. Enter and install. Alright, so now our Total Installer is installed. We want to go back to our main area. Alright, now let's go to Programs and then go to Total Installer. Alright, now in Total Installer you have different options, but what we want to do today, you go to search for add-ons. After searching for add-ons, then you want to go to manual search. Then it's going to prompt you that you have to type in what you want to find, and the name of the program that you're going to use today is ROM Collection Browser. You don't have to type the entire name, you just have to type maybe just ROM Collection, and it's going to search those. But I know exactly what I want, and I know how to spell it, so I just type in the entire name. Then what we want to download, the first one that says ROM Collection Browser, not ROM Collection Browser Service. We want to download ROM Collection Browser. So let's download that, and then we want to go to the third one down, which says right here where it says Install ROM Collection Browser, add-on type game executable. Alright, press OK, press yes. Press OK. Now that is installed, we just want to go backwards to come out of Total Installer. Okay, so now that we're in the main section of the program add-ons, we want to go into ROM Collection Browser. It says no config file found. Do you want to create one? Yes, press yes. And then you want to select scrape game information and artwork online. Then we want to find the platform that we want to use. Once again, we're using Super Nintendo. You see they have a bunch of different ones, and it's not NES, it's SNES. NES is the original Nintendo. SNES would be the Saga. So we want to choose SNES. Once we've choose SNES, see it says now path the emulator. This is the reason why it doesn't work on the Android TV, because it doesn't give you this option. Alright, but let's go path the SNES emulator, the same source we created. Go into SNES and then go to emulator. Then you don't want to click the zip file. You want to click the executable file that we extracted from the zip, where it says SNES9x.exe. Right? You want to press that. And then it prompts you here, but don't edit this text, just press OK. And then now it says path to SNES ROMs. Now you want to go back into SNES source and go into the ROM folder that we created and just press OK. It was very important that you take note of the extensions on your files that we extracted from the zip folders. So now you want to press star dot and name all of the extensions that are involved in this, from the executable files to the SMC files. So we want to executable, that would be our emulator, and then put a comma in between to separate, and then press star again dot SMC, and that would be our ROM. And if you have a zip and etc, etc, press done. And then once we're done, it says SNES artwork. Alright, just press OK. Do you want to add another ROM collection? Press no. Now this will prompt and it'll say ROM collection browser import games. Just go down here where it says import games, leave all the settings the same and press enter. Depending on how much games you have, this section is going to be quicker or longer. If you have 50 games, it's obviously going to be longer. At this moment we're only running one game, and that will be Street Fighter Alpha 2, and you can see that it takes some time. So that took about 2 minutes. I fast forwarded that clip just now, but it took about 2 minutes. Alright, and now we see that Street Fighter Alpha 2 is inside our SNES section on the Kodi and XBMC. So then to play the game, you just press enter. It'll run the game. It'll actually open up the emulator, and this is the SNES 9X version 1.43. So if you have this, your screen is a bit small and the emulator is that big, you just go to options once more, go to display configuration and stretch image, press OK, and it's going to bring you here, and you use your keyboard just the same. Oh man, so I died. So thank you guys for watching this video. I have an obligation to all of my subscribers to give you guys as much information as possible on anything technical, and you guys request that I post on Kodi and XBMC. So hey, there you have it.
Thanks for watching. Click subscribe.